Year. Happy 2024. And this year marks the fourth year that I'm going to be going live across the two businesses that I've built. And just so you know, I've primarily used live videos to grow my businesses. The first business that I grew primarily with live video was a leadership coaching business. And now it's this incredible video marketing business. And in this video today, I want to talk about the tech and tools that have been my absolute favorite over the last few years that I think has actually helped me improve my views and my sales and my retention throughout those videos. And for those of you who are worried about having a huge budget, you don't have to worry about that. Literally, my budget for this stuff is less than $300 a month. And I'm running a healthy, multiple six-figure business that supports myself, my partner, and we're having a baby in July as well, which is so exciting. So this business is going to be supporting her too. And I know that so many people feel so overwhelmed by the tech. So many people feel overwhelmed by all that goes into it. So I hope today this is going to just really simplify things for you. And if you are here live, first off, if you're here live, drop me a hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, you can drop me a hashtag replay. The more you guys like and comment on this video, the more other people are able to find this video as well. So show some love. And the last thing that I'll say too, before we actually dive into the content, specifically, I'm going to go through like the 4 things that I feel like are the most helpful for me and my students. You know, you can have all the tech, you can spend all the money and do all the things, but truly content is going to be queen. Meaning if your content sucks, none of this stuff that I'm going to share is actually going to matter that much. Things will look really nice and they'll flow nice, but ultimately your content has to come first. But if you've already got amazing content, if you're already doing a really good job and just kicking butt on that side of things, then this is just going to help you elevate even more. All right. So we are going to dive in. First up, I'm going to share my screen right here. But first up, my favorite tool over the last few years, and I think this is an underrated one, is actually Google Docs for my lives. And I think a lot of you are going to be like, why Google Docs? Well, first off, for those of you who are budget conscious, it's totally free to use, right? Anyone can set up a Gmail account. So what do I actually use Google Docs for during my lives? So what I love to do is share my screen. So I will pop Google Docs on the screen just like this, and I'll put, you know, some key points, or I'll put a chart, or I'll put notes up on the screen, and it basically just helps the viewer, the listener, to better understand some of the concepts that I am teaching. So some people learn by hearing, some people learn by seeing. It just gives more of your audience that kind of variety, right? And I think too, when people see a live and it's just you talking, like sometimes you're like, I don't want to just sit and listen to someone talk. But if they're seeing this document that you are teaching from, and maybe something piques their interest, I think also they're more likely to join in and be like, ooh, this looks kind of interesting. So I'll share my screen. I have key points or a graph or something that I'm using to kind of stay on track. And what I love about this strategy is I will literally very simply like write out my point. So I'll be like, you know, for today, I'll be like, number 1, Google Docs, and then I'll have my key point here. I'll be like, number 2, key point. During my actual video, one of the things that works really well is I'll say something like, by the way, if you want a copy of this document right here, comment Google Doc or comment PDF, and I will send you a copy of it. And you will not believe how many people want a copy of the document and want to be able to just look through it, watch the video again and look through it with the document, or have it for whatever reason. And they're truly nothing fancy. It's literally the notes from the live, but people want it. And what's amazing about it is when people comment Google Doc on my video, I'm not just posting the link to the Google Doc. What I will go and do is I will send them a DM, a voice note. I'll be like, hey, thanks so much for watching the live. I hope you got so much value out of it. I would love to hear more about your goals with live video. I'm also going to drop the document here, but I always love to, to learn more about your goals. So maybe there's other resources I could give you to help you as well. And then it ends up starting a conversation about their goals and their challenges, and I can start providing more insight. And then potentially it leads to booking a call, or maybe it leads to people joining the Video Skills Lab, or maybe it leads to me referring them to someone that I think is better suited to help them. But the point is that conversations are always going to be the best bet to leading to some type of cash, right? So that's just an accelerated way to kind of do this. And what I love about this strategy too is so many people want to automate everything right now, especially in 2024, when there's never been more tech than ever in AI to just automate everything and just don't do the work yourself. I mean, it's work to set it up, but you guys know what I mean. So, if you're worried about it or feeling like you need to automate everything, this is a really simple way to not have to use a lot of tech and still have a sales process in place. And this works to sell. So that's the first thing. If this is making sense to you so far, just comment yes. I see a bunch of you are here live now. It's good to have you here. Again, let me know you're here and watching. So that's the first tool. Again, I think super underrated, but I really believe that being scrappy and helpful, like having a simple Google Doc that just gives away helpful things and is there to help teach, it's scrappy but helpful, is better than putting together a fancy document or a fancy Canva thing that takes you hours and hours and gets kind of the same result. Like, just focus on getting people a result. It doesn't have to necessarily look like the most beautiful in the whole world. And again, for those of you who don't want to spend a lot on tech, it's totally free to use, which I think is absolutely awesome. All right, cool. I see we got Wendy here live saying yes. Someone else here live. I don't know who this is, but good to have you all here. Okay, we're going to keep on moving. Next up, my next favorite tool that I've been using for the last 3+ years is StreamYard. This is the inside of StreamYard right here, but there's a lot of reasons why I love StreamYard. And let me know in the comments, have any of you used StreamYard before? Do you use StreamYard? But there's a lot of reasons that I love it. So I do everything from, I go live on multiple platforms. Like right now I'm going live with all of you right now from StreamYard, and I'm streaming to multiple places. Right now, I believe I'm streaming to my Facebook group, my Facebook business page, my YouTube, and they just actually added Instagram. I got to work on getting Instagram set up as well, because that's a new thing and I haven't made time to do it. So I got to do that too. But you can basically stream to multiple platforms, and it's just a great way to get your content everywhere. I also do all of my course recordings in StreamYard. So I want to highlight a few things that you can do. So number one, you just saw me do this. You can have comments on the screen. So like I've got Wendy's comment on the screen here. Like if there's people who have questions, you can pop them on the screen so that everyone, regardless of platform, you're able to just have that right there. So that's the first thing I really, really love about it. The second thing I love about it are the screen banners. Again, I'm literally using these banners right now. I don't know if they're called banners. So you can see, like, I had Google Docs on here, StreamYard. I can add, these little things at the bottom, these little tickers at the bottom. Comment if you're joining me live, or #replay. I've got the title of this, my favorite tech and tools for awesome lives in 2024. So even if you're not using something like a Google Doc, like I talked about, you could literally just have these banners on the screen. So when people are joining your live, they know exactly what you are talking about, and it just gives things more context, which I think is awesome. Okay, so again, we talked about popping comments on the screen banners. Other really cool things are you can add like backgrounds and branding to a lot of this stuff. So you can see right now in the upper, I believe it's the upper right-hand corner, you're able to see the Unscripted Moment logo on there. I have my Video Skills Lab logo that I can change it to that I just did. I can put little overlays on the screen, so it could look something like this. So like for my challenge videos that I record, I'll put something like a welcome to the live video challenge, right? Or I'll put, video marketing hangout. So like there's all this cool stuff, and you can see the little live at the bottom as well that it added. And these are really just like simple things that you can do in Canva. So I don't know. I think this stuff is cool. And I also think it just gives your video a bit more like life and branding and energy, which I think is awesome. So again, we talked about comments, banners, backgrounds. You can change the screen layout as well. And we know that with videos and keeping people's attention engaged, visual variety is important, right? So for example, I could have me on the screen with my banners and have a really little version of the screen that I'm sharing, right? Or I could have it look like this, or I could have myself down here on the screen. So it just gives me that flexibility. Additionally, I can also have guests. So I could do all this stuff with the screen and have a guest on at the same time. You could have multiple guests come in. So it's great for interviewing guests if that's part of your video strategy, which I definitely think it should be in 2024. Or if you're doing like client interviews or testimonials live, this is just such a great piece of software for it. The last thing that I'll show you guys with this that I think is another really cool thing, because one thing we know about just going live right now is that sometimes there's like a little bit of a delay, and sometimes it just also takes people a little bit to find you. So another thing that some of my students like to do, and sometimes I'll do this too, is we'll add a countdown timer. And I actually give this away to my students in the Video Skills Lab. I have a template that they all have for this. So if you're in the lab and you're listening to this, make sure you go and grab that little timer. But here's an example. Don't go away, because I'm going to show you an example of a timer right now. Okay, cool. So you can see the little countdown that's happening, and then it basically just lets people know, hey, we're going to start in 60 seconds, get comfortable, like the video, like grab your popcorn, grab your notebook and your pen, whatever they need. And, then you can go live and like people are there versus them kind of seeing you halfway. So if you're having that problem of like people are joining a little bit late because they couldn't find you for whatever reason, like I think that's just like a really great solution. So I freaking love StreamYard. Like I said, I've been using it for over 3 years, and I think it is fantastic for all the above reasons, for my live streaming to multiple platforms or for all my course recordings. There's even more we could get into, but I just wanted to highlight like some of my favorite parts of it. I am an affiliate. So if you guys want to do a trial of StreamYard, just comment StreamYard trial. I'll send you the link for it, so at least you can check it out. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, but honestly, I think it's an awesome way to just elevate a lot of things for your lives or for your course recordings as well. Cool. Let me see if we have any questions. So I see someone saying, I have used it, but not sure if decreased views versus the native live feature. Okay, so I have not noticed a difference at all with it. That's interesting that you say that. But honestly, if you are doing the right things to prep for your lives, like if you are announcing when you're going live, if you're sending out emails to your list, if you're promoting things, it really shouldn't be an issue whether StreamYard's doing the job or not. But I honestly, for me and my students, we have not noticed a difference. So I'm kind of interested to hear that. Okay, so I see someone saying, do you set the banners and ticker tape in advance? Yes. So I don't do it obviously while I'm live. Like that's prep that I would do beforehand. So usually what I do, you guys know, I'm a big fan of the 20-minute or less script writing process. So I go through, like this morning, I wrote out exactly what I wanted to talk about, 15 minutes. And then I took my main key points and I was like, okay, number one, we're going to talk about Google Docs. Number two, we're going to talk about StreamYard. Number three, we're going to talk about this. And I just go and input them along with just like the title of the video that you see scrolling at the bottom. And it takes me, I don't know, 5 minutes to just put everything into StreamYard, as well as just title the actual video in StreamYard. So yes, you have to do it before, but it should be super easy if you've got everything scripted out. Okay, good questions. Last thing I'll say on this is, because like I said, my budget is, I spend less than $300 a month on all of this stuff. And I think the plan, they have like $0. You could literally try it out for $0 just to get started. There's some limitations with it, but you could try it out for $0. Or you could do like the middle of the road plan, which is 25. Or you could do the highest plan, which has like a ton of features. And I think it even has like a webinar option that you can include for 49. So again, if this is like something that you're serious about and that you really want to elevate and you want to get on multiple platforms and you want to just next level with it, like this is seriously one of my favorite platforms. Okay, cool. All right, we're going to keep moving. The next thing is like probably like the most expensive thing that I pay for in this, and you don't have to use this by any means, but this is just sort of what I like to use for my sales process. Because like I said, this was going to be a more holistic type of video. So, you know, I use Google Docs and StreamYard for the actual video quality itself. But the whole goal, like I'm not just going live for my health, right? I'm there to provide value, but I'm also running my business and, you know, making money. And I got this baby on the way, right? We got to make sure that we are making that money. So after your people are watching these videos, they're having this amazing experience with their content, but then what? Right? Like what's the experience like after? So like when I say that, I'm saying like what are you doing in terms of continuing to promote the live? What are you doing in terms of getting people to the next step, as in getting them to a sales page or getting them to book a call with you, getting them to that sale? Right? And Kartra is my favorite platform because it basically takes all of the things that you need to run an online business. Like specifically, I love it for like coaching and service based businesses and like courses, but everything you need. So I can't share everything because some of this stuff is like confidential, but I will share my screen and I will show you some of it. So what I love about Kartra is I set up all my products, all my sales pages, all of my courses and memberships, I have a lot of videos hosted on here in the media section. I've got calendar links where people can book in calls with me. I can set up surveys, different campaigns, everything that before I found Kartra, I used to have a calendar booking service and something for sales pages and something for building my email list and lead magnets. Like I had all these different things. It's now one platform for everything, and it's so robust. A lot of my clients actually use it too. So a lot of them end up like stealing my templates, and I'm able to like send them the stuff that I have created, which is pretty cool. But again, you don't have to use this. You can use whatever CRM type of platform that you want, whether that's like a ClickFunnels or something else, or you like to use multiple things. But the point is, make sure you have a really great system for converting people after, whether it's just they book in a call, whether it's they go to a specific sales page, whether it's that they send you a DM. Make sure you've got that clear. And for me, Kartra has been like a game changer for the last few years in just making everything look super professional and having it all in one place and not having a million subscriptions. So like I said, it's on the pricier end, but I think I pay like 200 something a month for it. It's definitely the most expensive subscription that I have right now. On the low end, it's 99, but again, as your email list grows and as your library grows, like it costs more. But on the high end, it's like $429. So if you're just starting out and you were like, yeah, I really want to level up, you could pay, $99 to start it. And again, a lot of my clients use this. So if you want to try it out too, I think there's a 2-week $1 trial or a 30-day $1 trial. There's some $1 trial you could do. So if you do want me to send it to you, just shoot me a comment below, Kartra trial, and I'll send it to you or answer whatever questions you've got. Okay, cool. All right, let me stop sharing. So far we've talked about really basic Google Docs, $0, StreamYard, $25 a month that I'm paying, Kartra, 200 something bucks that I'm paying. I think it's like 220, right? So it's under 300 bucks. And like, this is legit how where I am making my money. This is like how my healthy multiple 6-figure business has grown from spending that less than 300, where like, I just know so many businesses who have so much higher overhead. So I think this is absolutely, I think it's like made my life easier. And I think it's a pretty good deal overall. Okay. Let me see if there's any other comments. I see Wendy saying, I work with Alex. It's so nice when we get to use her templates. Yes, Wendy's on the Character Train now too. And we are building her own live video challenge. And literally she just steals my templates and we just change everything and input. And it's been awesome. So I'm sure we're going to have to do an interview with Wendy one of these days soon because she's just kicking butt. I can't wait for her stuff to launch. Okay. All right. Last thing that I'll share with you guys is stuff about just video quality and that side of things. So like microphones and ring lights and things like that. Honestly, I don't really have anything fancy for that, but I wanted to just share the 3 things that have been what I do use when I go live. And for those of you who are like, what should I invest in? Literally start with whatever you have. So if all you have is a smartphone, don't worry about it. Don't spend any money. Like if you're not making money on it yet, just start doing your videos on your smartphone. You don't need any tech. But if you are making money and you want to level up again, sure, you could invest in some of this stuff. So let me share my screen one more time. We've got a couple things. So the first thing, I really, really like this ring light from Amazon. It's basically like a 6-foot ring light here. This is what I'm using right now. And it just basically lights up the whole room. I think it's awesome. The other reason I like it is because I wear glasses and like when you have the smaller one and you have the ring light going right in your face, usually you have that glare happen. So when I have this ring light that's like all the way above my head, it actually might be more than 6 feet. I don't know why I'm saying only 6 feet. Why don't I see the thing? 45 centimeters? I don't know. So, yeah, it goes above and then slightly tilted down. And it just, you don't have that same glare, which I think is great. That's the first thing that I think has been really, really helpful. The second thing that I use, you don't have to use this quality microphone. This is just the one that I have been using because I like it, the Elgato Wave 3. I think it has really, really great sound quality. Again, it's a little bit pricier, but you can find stuff for sure that's like, I think I started with the Yeti. It was like $40 or $50, maybe a little bit more. So it doesn't have to be this, but if you're going to invest and you want to spend a little more, like this is one of my favorite ones. And then the last thing that I'll mention too, that I think is such a game changer, not just for recording videos, but just for working in general, is having 2 screens. So I've got either my laptop or my actual computer and then a second screen set up. So when I'm going live, I have StreamYard and my actual streaming and my camera on one screen. And then I'll have, another screen where I'm sharing stuff. And I'll have, one of those screens be a place where I'm also have my script. So it just allows me to like teach in a way that's easier because I don't have to have just one screen. I can kind of spread all my content out. And I think it's like something like $100 or $150 to like add a second screen. It depends on like what level of quality you're getting to, but you can find pretty good deals for stuff. And it legit has really helped with just teaching the content and keeping everything organized during as well. All right. So we went through a lot today. I hope today was super, super helpful. Let me know in the comments, like, what was your biggest learning from listening to this so far? Like, is there anything that you're going to implement or change about what you're doing for your strategy this year? And like I said, if you want links to any of this stuff, like StreamYard or Kartra or any of the products that I said, just let me know. And I'm happy to send you guys the links for those things. But otherwise, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And all of these conversations that we're having are basically inspired by all of the stuff that I'm teaching in the Video Skills Lab, where we've got hundreds of students that are basically learning how to create profitable live videos. And I'm excited because this week we're actually going to be doing a very special workshop where we literally map out your path to cash with live video. So if you're not in the Video Skills Lab, just comment Video Skills Lab below. I'll send you a link to it. It's $9 a month. You get access to our 2 coaching calls, our whole library of content, community, all that good stuff. So if you're not in it, let me know. I can send you a link for it. But if you are in it, make sure you've got your calendar marked too for Friday's workshop because it's going to be a great one. All right, cool. Well, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you watch live, you can drop me a hashtag live. If you watch the replay, hashtag replay, and I'll see you soon.